Hey Drawisers, today we're going to be drawing some COVID-19 awareness art. So welcome to Drawise, your connection to creativity, and let's begin. So we'll begin by drawing a parachuting hand sanitizer, and I'll demonstrate how to do that. We're going to give him a little three-dimensional look like this. Give him his cap. Over here, we're going to draw his eyes on this cap in a second. And I'll also make these lines a bit thicker later. Let's get down to it. So I'm going to take this marker and I'm going to give him some eyes. Like so. Also, he's a smiling fellow. Just like this. Give him some teeth maybe. And some more detail in the eyes. Now we can go ahead and blacken this part carefully. And the section of the mouth, the bottom part without the teeth. For the tricky part, which is this parachute I want to create, I'm going to use a pencil at first because I don't think it's going to work immediately. It's going to be a little tricky. I want to create a shape somewhat like this, and you just have to follow my lead. It's not even easy for me to explain exactly how to get this shape. It's sort of like a bridge. I'm aiming for a 3D looking mask, and I'm definitely going to be erasing a bit because I'm not entirely sure if I got this down. So bear with me for a few seconds. It's going to look somewhat like this. Then to get this 3D effect, maybe a little more like this to angle it down, and almost got it. There's definitely going to be some erasing here because it's not quite there yet, but here we go. Okay, I'm close to understanding how it's going to work. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to erase this part. I'm going to erase these parts. And what we're going to be left with, I'm going to also add some indication that it's a mask against coronavirus, which is this. It's like the filter. And now the iconic straps on each side. And once I go over it with marker, I think you'll get the idea of where I was going with this. But the point is that he will be parachuting to save the day against coronavirus, which I'll be drawing later on after I finish this bit. Okay, I think I can go trace it with some marker now. So let me get this part filter. I want to do this part. And straps, maybe I'll get, need to be a little thinner. I'm going to use this Sharpie. Always good to have a Sharpie around. And I'll color it in once I've got all the everything traced down. Okay, I want some more lines to indicate it's a mask. First, let me erase what's left of this pencil, just so it doesn't bother get in the way. And I want to add one more circle inside here. All right, and now some other lines, just like all these masks have. Just like this. Okay, good. I'm gonna further trace over this with a thick marker, make it a little bold so it stands out. This is our hero. And now I want to also get the coronavirus in the frame. Should be terrified of our hand sanitizer about to parachute on him. So it's just an indication right now. I will further draw him as I finish up the sanitizer bottle. I just wanted to give him some room in the composition. Okay, now let's add a label onto our bottle. It's got a little perspective. Actually in somewhat of an angle coming down. Let's indicate where the level of sanitizer is, and maybe some bubbles. This, just circles. Scattered, you know, there's no real right or wrong place to put them. Now, here, I'll give our fellow here some expression. Room for a tongue. just some white parts showing where he's staring, which is directly at our bottle. Coloring in the tongue. And now I think I can move on to tracing the mask slightly in the places where I don't think it came out well enough. Maybe I'll just make it black. Let me see. Yeah, it just felt like it wasn't seen enough. Okay, it's time to color in some parts. You can start with some pink for the sanitizer. Making sure not to color in those bubbles. Gives it somewhat of an effect of the liquid inside. I've seen that most of these bottles have a lot of these, bubble looking shapes inside. Okay, once we're done with this, I'll move on to the parachute mask. Almost done, just getting around these bubbles. And even the bottom part, this 3D perspective also needs to be filled in. Okay. Ready for the parachute itself, parachute mask. Let's get this in blue. They're usually in this light blue coloring. And I think I'll make that filter maybe yellow, so it has some sort of differentiation. See? Yeah, makes sense. I don't know if I've seen a mask exactly like this, but it's close enough. And I guess the inner side can be gray. That's the side that is actually touching your mouth, the inner side. The straps, let me see if I can get them in blue. If not, if I don't think it's good enough, I'll color them in black, but no, I think it contributes, even though it's not fully seen. I think it somewhat contributes. Now the coronavirus character over here. Let's get him all colored up. Seems pretty terrified of our bottle, as he should be. Like always, I'd love to hear any suggestions you have for me to draw. And if you like this, please share it, subscribe, and I guess till then, we'll see you later and goodbye.